Good.
Yes. It's one of the reasons I'm actually looking forward to it.
Oh, yes.
Mom, Dad's being weird again.
Luscious.
Honey,
So full.
it's just grass.
Oh, it's so much more than just grass. It's a healthier, greener, and more luscious lawn. Yours can be too.
Look at you.
With Kabursky Brothers Lawn Care.
Remember, no shoes on the lawn. Because you're so beautiful.
Call or click today.
Derek, what's the guarantee? Derek?
Mike, time to make history. Players in Circa Million make 5 picks against the spread each week with quarterly and full season payouts.
Circa Survivor entries choose one team each week with no point spread. The last one standing wins it all.
We have $21 million on the line. Are you in? Visit circasports.com for details.
1, 2, 3, 4. The iconic Paul McCartney got back live. A once-in-a-lifetime must-see event. Paul McCartney, performing a catalogue of music that's formed the soundtracks of our lives. Casey Centre, October 14th. Register now for pre-sale access at paulmccartneygotback.com before the general on sale this Friday at 10 a.m.
Murph and Andy, proudly presented by Ramsey Subaru, live and on demand across Iowa everywhere from the Channel Seed Studios. This is Murph and Andy. Murph and Andy, connected by cellular advantage.
It is Murph and Andy. I'm Murph in Iowa. Andrew Downs over in Urbandale. Andy will join us at some point from Norway.
Yes.
Right?
Somewhere in Norway.
Is he coming back?
I'm not
This is
sure.
like his third or fourth week. He's been doing these shows all across Europe.
It's
It's
wild
pretty
because
impressive.
He hasn't missed a show. And
I
we
know.
kind of told him today, like, hey, he's going to be a couple minutes late. You can just take the day. I mean, you know, stay with your family. We can do the show. He said, nope. I want to do the show. I'll be there.
Yeah, because he needs the break.
Yeah, I
This is
think you're right.
It's a big family. He's got brothers, sisters, kids, parents. He wants a little break with us, I think.
And especially because this is at the end of his day. If this was right in the middle of the day for him, it'd be harder to get away. He probably wouldn't want that break. But we're coming up at it's just past 8 o'clock, I think, where he is. So
Yeah.
he's already spent all day with the family. You're right. To kind of take a break, get away.
Little break. Talk to his buddy. This right here, this is a tired face. Oh my goodness. So last night we had friends from out of town for a celebration of Bryce, and right as we're all saying goodnight, because our friends from Boston had to be at the airport by 4 a.m. But at around 10:30, my buddy says he sees the autographed picture of Val Kilmer, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's Tombstone, isn't it?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I've never seen that."
No way.
Well, okay, now we're just going to have to be tired. So we start Tombstone, which I had forgotten is more than 2 hours long. We started that late, so just dealing with a few hours of sleep here and really a few hours from the whole weekend because we just had so much fun and so many laughs and did all the things that Bryce would love. So it was a great weekend. Guest House Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines sets the table for sports and more. Coming up, Case of the Mondays, USA versus Europe, and Naked Lady statue. Guest House Tavern, Northwest inspired Midwestern hospitality. Man, I can hear in my voice. My voice even sounds tired today. Can you hear that a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yelling,
used
and
it a lot.
singing, and toasting and screaming. Yeah. Let's get the buzz here on a Monday.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
Logier Heating and Cooling, dedicated to providing solutions to Des Moines area families for nearly 120 years. All right, so the buzz, there's not a lot of buzz. This is the slowest. Is it the slowest? It's in the conversation. Slowest sports day of the year.
It's definitely up there. I feel like Wednesday maybe, which doesn't
Wednesday
have,
might be worse. Yeah.
which doesn't have the home run derby.
Yeah, the
Doesn't have
Derby's
anything
tonight.
kind of after it. I think the ESPYs might be Wednesday.
Yeah,
That
and
might be
that's
the thing.
Shane Gillis this year, right?
Oh, that's right. Oh,
I-
I'm actually gonna have to watch the first 20 minutes.
See
of
if he
that.
goes Norm Macdonald or Ricky Gervais.
He's
and
got to, right? That's
makes
his
people
whole-
uncomfortable.
It's his whole shtick. He's got to be kind of edgy.
I'm here for it. I
Me
might
too.
even watch some of that. Yeah, that's coming up. So this is slow. Are you in on the Home Run Derby? Will you watch that?
I will. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I will say my son is not with us right now. He's at camp for this week, and he's the big baseball fan in my family. And so if he were here, it would be like definitely tune into this. But I do like the pageantry of the All-Star ceremonies both tonight and tomorrow night. So we'll watch the start of it. The Home Run Derby, though, it gets so repetitive so quickly. It's one of those I kind of want to watch the first round, maybe go away for an hour and then come back to see the end of it. But I'll definitely tune in and check out some of it.
Big Dumper in,
He is, yeah, yes,
and he's leading the major leagues in home runs.
he is.
Right,
Yeah, I
okay,
think
he's ahead of Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge, who's not in. Otani's not in. You kind of wish the real big names were in, but Acuna's in, the hometown guy from Atlanta, where it is. The Big Dumper. That's I think it's good to have him there.
What about PCA from the Cubs? I
He's
don't
not.
see him on this graphic.
No, he's not. So yeah, it's not who you would hand pick to be in the Home Run Derby, but it's better than it has been in some years. I also don't really understand, and I haven't looked into this, what the format is from year to year. It seems to change. There are brackets, and then there are, it's time limit or it's pitch count. I don't know what it is. It'd be one of those things I tune in to find out tonight.
I know they have changed over the past couple of years to try to move the pace along a little more, which it needed. It was dragging out to 3 hours or something. It just took too long. Or a while there was like the 10 outs format, but I think they've gone to something different. They don't want players taking a bunch of pitches looking for the perfect pitch. They want you swinging at just about everything that comes in.
Yeah,
I believe it's time now.
I think it's time limit, and then there are milestones you can hit, number of home runs or number of home runs over a certain distance, and you can get like an extra 30 seconds tacked on at the end. A lot of that.
Acuna is out.
Yeah.
I see Herky the Cat mentioning that, and I did see that earlier today. Let's get a quickie poll from WCI Pools and Spas in Ames and Urbandale.
Let's do it.
What is your excitement level for the MLB All-Star Game? You're at a 10. Wouldn't miss it. Take it or leave it. Or don't care at all. I mean, just don't give a crap.
We're just kind of running away with it.
I'm kind of take it or leave it at this point. I mean, I used to be a wouldn't miss it, but things have changed so much. But I still want to see. Are they wearing their own uniforms again this year? Like your home team, like your actual uniform? I hope. Because I
know they've talked about that. I don't know if they actually.
That was always one of the cool things, to see everybody lined up and you could see all the different uniforms. And well, I guess, is the National League All-Star team just the Dodgers?
Hey, no, there are 3 Giants on it. All right.
I knew you would know.
No, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm going to try to share this here. This looks like what the uniforms are going to be.
That's what they're doing. Okay, so navy blue with red trim.
Yeah.
For the American League, a lighter blue with red trim for the National League. I wish they would wear their own uniforms. I just thought that was always cool.
As far as the poll, though, I wouldn't miss it. I won't watch all of it. I won't watch it till the end. I'll watch the start of it, kind of see how it's going. If it gets out of hand, I'll turn it off pretty quickly. I do want to see my 3 Giants pitchers pitch. So, I'll be in and out, but I wouldn't miss it as an event. I certainly am beyond, take it or leave it or don't care at all.
Were you ever at a 10? I was a 10 as a child. I mean,
Absolutely.
It was like sitting in front of the TV just waiting for it to start.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I would say for most of my life I was at a 10, and that's dropped off pretty significantly.
Also over the weekend, Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, they're clearly the future of men's tennis. They're not the future, they're the here and now of men's tennis. Now, this was the first Wimbledon final in 23 years that didn't have Djokovic, Federer, Nadal, or Murray. That's how much those four have dominated the past couple of decades. But now these guys are in every final, and they're kind of alternating back and forth which one wins. So I think we got a long, unless something drastically changes, this is what it's going to look like, I think.
Which is cool. I mean, it's nice to have a rivalry. It's good to have the kind of two guys. You wish it was more than that. It was the best was probably when there were three or so, kind of vying for that. When Djokovic really got into the Nadal and Federer conversation.
Yep.
But you at least want to be able to build up a household name, build up a relationship with these guys. We've seen Alcaraz now a handful of times in finals. So I'm starting to get there with him.
We didn't see the escape from Alcaraz this time.
No, we didn't.
No.
You're so in and out, or at least I am with tennis. I don't pay attention, then I watch, one match. And so to be able to have a familiar face, it's a lot like golf in the majors. You really want those names to kind of come back over and over again.
And most of us like to root for an American. We get jingoistic, and we haven't really had that. We have it on the women's side more. We had Serena Williams for so long, and now Coco Gauff is great. And one of the players is in the finals, and she lost 6-love in the championship, but she was an American. There is a man that moved up to number 4 today, Taylor Fritz.
Okay.
So he's an American, and finally someone on the scene that has a chance to at least be in the conversation. You can interact on YouTube, on X. It's Murph_Andy. The email, Murph_Andy at iowaeverywhere.com. It's all powered by the Cellular Advantage, proudly representing U.S. Cellular since 1993. You saw a hint of it there a moment ago. IndyCar weekend at Iowa Speedway, and anybody who watched the highlights had the same reaction. You were stunned by how few people were in the stands.
Yeah, and just not much buzz around here. I mean, maybe it's been a while since there's been a lot of buzz about these Indy races, but almost forgot they were even happening, and that's not good.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of chicken or the egg thing with the media. I mean, did the media need to push it more? Do you push something that it didn't seem like the interest was there? There's no question. You look at it now and you think, goodness, how much were these concerts propping up these crowds? Because it holds 25,000 or so, and then they can expand it out to around 45,000 with temporary seating. This looked to me like a few thousand on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe Sunday's crowd a little bit better. And they had big names win. Pato Award wins Saturday, and then Alec Palou won Sunday. He's the Indy 500 winner this year. So it wasn't like they had unnames win this. These are both. This is the top level of IndyCar racing,
right?
And both of these races count for points.
Is it?
So
I mean,
yeah.
Is it because NASCAR has kind of overshadowed this now, and people are aiming for that weekend instead of this? I think the concert certainly is a big thing.
Yeah, and not to go too far, deep into racing, and I would be out of my depth here a little bit, but I know last year after the repave, the packages they set the cars up with, which you saw in F1, they were talking about
absolutely
plan A, plan B, plan C. The way the cars were set up last year made for extremely boring racing, single file, and didn't have the patented up down passing that IndyCar has often had on that short 7/8 of an oval. This year, they thought they had the package that would correct that. Now, I didn't watch the races because I was with friends and family all weekend, so I can't speak with authority whether the passing returned. I know last year's race did turn some people off because it was so boring. The concert's definitely a huge factor here. The Hy-Vee push was for sure a factor because they were pushing not only to get to the races, but their employees to go and to invite other people and to be there. So it was so poorly attended this weekend that I think there are people concerned about, is this a sign, are they going somewhere else?
Right.
Like, is this Can you get people back with that look on TV when they're going by the main grandstand and there's just scattered people in the stands?
Which is too bad because like when the Iowa Speedway was kind of on that dip and I think a lot of people around here were worried about the future of it, Indy was the one that kind of stayed there and it was like, hey, we're staying invested in Iowa and that's the one race and now they've got the NASCAR race and it's, you know, the concerts and all that. So it'd be too bad if this is the one that kind of falls by the wayside because I've been out to those Indy races. They're a lot of fun. But you have to have more than just the race to draw people, I think.
Dude from Iowa writes, they have 30-minute extended highlights on YouTube. It's a good way to watch quickly. That's true. If anybody is in the comments right now on whatever platform you're watching and you watched one or both of these races, did they fix the problem of the follow the leader racing from last year? Was there passing? Were these exciting races? I don't know. Even if you don't care about this, I always think it's great for our state to have the top level of anything. I mean, this is the top level of IndyCar, not one race, but two.
Right.
I don't want this to go away. This is a good thing. And if you don't like racing, you don't have to go. But for those who do, it's a good thing. NASCAR, maybe are they too close together? Are people picking one or the other? I don't know. But that was not well attended.
No, the biggest I saw, Marty at one point, the Friday storm. There was a lot of social media about the storm out there. That and the lack of attendance were like the things I saw most about the IndyCar weekend.
And that's lack of attendance is not what IndyCar wants for the buzz of what's going on. I'm sure the storm, that would be when the next race was going on, NXT next.
Yes.
That would be Friday, right? Or is that early Saturday?
It was
Not
Friday,
sure.
Friday evening, yeah.
Caitlin Clark and the Fever blew out Paige Beckers and the Wings. Clark she looked like herself again.
She did.
She had 14 points, 13 assists, 5 steals. First one in the WNBA this season with a stat line like that. That's a lot of steals, 5 steals. You hear about her defense, but she talked about it afterwards. She's like, when I really focus on playing better defense, I do it. She clearly did here with 5 steals. And Becker scored 21 points. That's good for basketball. I saw a couple of posts that were like, Caitlin Clark has never lost to Paige Becker. She owns Paige Becker. That's not true. There was an NCAA tournament game. What was that, like her sophomore year? Or
I think so.
The first time they met was that in the Sweet 16 or where did they meet? Was it round 2? But
that may have been her freshman year in the Sweet 16.
They beat them last year.
Yeah,
in
right.
I was in the Final Four.
Sweet 16 or the Elite 8.
I think that was the Final Four to play South Carolina.
Yes, you're right.
For the
That's
championship.
exactly what it was. Yes.
So she has had the best of Paige Beckers, but I'm certain UConn and Beckers. I think it was. Would it be Clark's sophomore year? Because our freshman year was the tournament canceled. Was that COVID?
Oh,
I think so.
And I know they lost early because they lost to Creighton. Oh yeah, okay. Paul says Sweet 16 in that COVID year was their first time playing each other in college because I think her sophomore year, remember they lost to Creighton at home, and got upset in the NCAA tournament, got knocked out in the second round.
Okay,
so I think it must have been Clark's freshman year. They lost to Beckers and UConn in the Sweet 16.
Enter the Circa Millions and Circa Survivor contests. This sounds like a serious contest. If you have to fight for your life,
it's a fight for your life. There's like $21 million on the line. I know C-Dubs and Matt Van Winkle are going to be out there early next week talking more about this as well.
Oh, yeah. It's the biggest pro football handicapping contest in the world. Details at circasports.com. Jenny and I are going out there one final stop before football season, and I just get where the grind starts. But they have the biggest sports book in the world, indoors and outdoors. And that's fun for me. And Jenny can just leave me and go off and do her thing, which is gambling.
Yeah, the one time we've been to Vegas, we stayed at Circa, and yeah, it's so cool. That pool is awesome. It's away from the strip, so but that Fremont Street experience is a lot of fun. It's cool. We had a good time.
Yeah.
We're not big gamblers, but we had a good time.
All right, let's I think do I see Andy in a window? Has he found us? There he is.
Let's see.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, guys.
Where are you?
I am in Bergen, Norway, and we're gonna roll the dice here tonight. I'm out in the cafe outside my hotel and around a bunch of people who don't realize that I'm about to do a podcast. So I did ask the management inside, and they said it's as long as we don't show the employees.
Or is our first
They're
hiccup
totally
right
cool.
there?
But oh no, do we have a hiccup?
You're good.
We did.
It is a little bit. It is a little slower internet that I've had so far. You just let me know if it becomes a problem. I'll go inside and reconnect.
Okay, we'll give it a shot here. Let's start Andy off a little higher low since our
presented by Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax are the people that you want to turn to. You're going to have a variety of financial questions. Everybody's got that right now. And whether you are in a really good situation or just kind of getting started, Tim Hawkins can give you the kind of advice that you need right now to put you on the right path to a comfortable retirement. Everything's still good?
So far, yeah. We'll cross our fingers and give it a shot. It's really cool that you've done this. Just for anybody who wasn't watching last week, you were in Sweden, then Denmark, then Norway, and now you're in Norway, but a different part of Norway.
Yeah, we have we've switched. We've traveled across the country. We're West Coast now. West Coast
representing Norway. Yeah.
We Bergen is the second largest city in Norway.
Okay.
Which is not saying a lot. There are only about 5 million people in the whole country, but it is Oslo's east coast on the Baltic Sea, and Bergen is west coast, southwest coast, if you're looking kind of at the map of Norway, and it is over on the North Sea. So it is the land of the fjords, if you've heard of those, the deep channel inlets coming in from the North Sea, just going straight into the land, and they're incredible. I'll get some pictures of those coming up later. But so am I cutting out again?
A little bit, but East Coast, West Coast, there in Norway. Is the East Coast, West Coast feud, is that mostly about like hot dishes?
Yeah, man, I would kill for a hot dish right now. I'll tell you that. That is Norwegian American completely, or Swedish, even Swedish American as well. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's Oslo is the big city, very, very, very posh. You know, just really kind of a cool, chic city, and Bergen is basically a place that was built on fishing. It's now the oil industry is really big. You can see kind of the harbor here behind me. One of the harbors, there are like 10 of them, just in Bergen, and all of these boats. I'll show you around a little bit.
Are you ever coming back?
There?
Are you coming back at some point?
Headed back tomorrow. This is not that long a trip. This is you know how it is when you take you take your Europe trips or Asia trips, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like 2 days either way, just getting there.
Just travel. Yeah, just two complete days of travel. Okay, so it was that your high, just where you were, or do you have something else?
Yeah. Oh, so, I mean, I have so many highs and lows. Let me call this up here. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind here. As I was running over from dinner, we were having our last dinner together with everybody, but we've had so many, no problem. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, I'll just wing it here. It's been an amazing trip connecting with family. And I will say that the reason really that we're here in Norway is because of this man in the middle. This is Nels Bernard Mayland, the man in the hat. He is my great-grandfather. The little girl standing in front of him is that's my grandmother, Marguerite. And Nels immigrated to the United States right around the turn of the 20th century as half of Norway's population left and went to the United States around that time. So there are many Norwegian immigrants and many descendants. I see Jens Hansen here chiming in. He's definitely one that's no doubt that he's Norwegian. But Nels basically came to America and then made his way to the Midwest, where he heard there were a lot of Norwegians. And he went straight to Chicago and then started traveling north. Heard there were Norwegians up in Door County, Wisconsin, where there were jobs and farms and people in need, farmhands in need. So he started traveling north. And as he made his way to Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, he was directed to kind of one area of rural Door County where there were many, many Norwegians. And he was just kind of walking down the road one day. And my great-grandmother, Bertha, had she had two little girls, and she had been married to a man named Gunther Bergslund. And Gunther died of appendicitis, tragically, with two small girls, a man in his early 20s, and my great-grandmother, I think she was only maybe 20. And she was lost, desperate. And the Bergslund family had kind of cut her out. And so she was stuck with his family farm and had nothing. These two little girls to take care of. And at the time, widows were a dime a dozen, right? People died early at the time. And so she was out hanging up the washing, so the story goes. And Nels Malin comes walking down the road, and he's lost. He wants to know where to go. He sees this woman hanging up the washing and calls out to her and says in Norwegian, and she speaks back to him in Norwegian, and he helps her hang up the washing, and the rest is history. They fall in love and have 3 more children, my Uncle Sigurd and my Uncle Howard and my grandmother. And if Gunther Bergslund didn't die of appendicitis, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
My family wouldn't be here. And we've talked about this before, the sliding doors in life.
Yeah, and I think I'm seeing too, Andy, that you've been holding out on me on your potential mustache game, because it's always you that wants me to grow a mustache, but this is serious mustache potential here. I think we got to see you try to grow one of these.
Yeah, they grew them young then and probably kept them for the rest of their lives. So
right.
Yeah, my Grandpa Nels had that until he died. So anyway, he's from this region of Norway, and that's why we came back, and why my parents and my grandparents and everybody have come back time and time again to visit cousins and just kind of see the homeland. And most of us Americans have an immigrant story, and that's we probably have many of them, but sometimes we only hold on to one or two, but that's one of ours.
I love that, and I love that it means so much to you. It was very nice. It's a nice moment. I'm going for a high from an emotional place too. It is just the celebration of Bryce, celebration of Bryce Miller's life, former sports editor, columnist, writer for the Des Moines Register, Iowa City Press Citizen, Iowa Daily, San Diego Union Tribune. And it was everything I think the family wanted. People came from all over. They came from San Diego. They came from, of course, Iowa City and Redfield and Des Moines. But like the woman who runs the fishing camp came all the way down.
Kathy Taylor.
Kathy Taylor. How wonderful is that? Bryce's fishing buddies were there. His colleagues were there from many different jobs over the years. There were, 15 or 20 people flew in from San Diego. It was so nice. The Iowa Cubs were such gracious, helping hosts. And Andy, you were in the videos and some of the photo reels, mostly fishing, because I put the photo reels and the videos together, and I'm telling you, I must have had 500 photos of Bryce posing with fish. I'm not sure any man has ever been photographed more posing with fish. So I had to cut many of the fishing photos just so it wasn't all just Bryce with fish. But there were we ended up including nearly 600 photos and all the videos we could find, and people from different phases of Bryce's life spoke about what he meant to them, and that he would want this day to be fun, and he would want everybody to have a good time, and people were drinking beer and toasting Bryce, and the whole weekend was just what the family wanted, and they were so happy and moved and touched, and I thought it was great. I don't know how it could have gone any better. Andrew, you were there. Don't you think it just hit all the right notes?
It really did. It was incredible. It was so much fun to hear all the stories. Everybody had stories about, and it's kind of the magic of Bryce. Murph, you said it. You were one of 7 or 8 people there who thought he was Bryce's best friend, and I think it was his Iowa City buddy who said, some of us got one great night with Bryce, some of us got 3, some of us got 30, and some of us lucky ones got hundreds. And that's like the cool, I never traveled abroad with Bryce, but I felt close to him. And I feel like when you were with Bryce, you felt like his best friend. And again, that's kind of the magic of him. And, he collected memories and experiences and relationships and not things. And that was all on display Saturday. It was really, really cool. And Murph, you did a fantastic job emceeing and giving your eulogy. It got a little dusty there in Principal Park for a while.
Well, thank you for that. And I know some of you are watching or listening. You didn't even know Bryce, but many of you said you felt like you got to know him through us, and you could tell what a wonderful person he was. And I got to speak with everyone in his family afterwards, Andy, and what you want and what they seem to have was closure when it was done. Just feeling like, now, hard as it is, we'll get on and we'll keep his memory alive. But it was just all kinds of nice touches, like these shirts and the photos that were up around town, and St. Bryce's Day, and there's just so many things. Went to Cooney's Friday nights, the most crowded I've seen Cooney's in a long, long time. It was just packed. We sent you a video from there because your fishing buddy, Dodger Nick, he must have said to me, it was his birthday, so you can imagine he had a few shots. People kept buying him shots, and he was in that phase where somebody keeps saying the same thing. They don't realize they've already said it to you, and he would just keep coming up to me and going, I sure wish Andy could be here. Yeah. I was really looking forward to seeing him. And then like 5 minutes would go by, and Dodger Nick would stop by the table, and he'd say, I sure wish Andy was here. I was really looking forward to seeing him. Okay, Dodger Nick, I'll be. So that's how we ended up sending you a video. I was like, and he came by, and he said, has he responded yet? I said, Dodger Nick, it's like 4 a.m. there. We're gonna have to wait till tomorrow. But God, just such great people, and I was honored to be a part of that whole weekend. Now, Andy, here is a little girl being really honest about life goals.
When I turn to a grown up, I don't want to be a fat grown up. I want to be a skinny grown up.
Do you know any fat grown ups?
It's more about French, huh?
There's one right in front of me. Confluence is the official beer.
She gives.
Murph and Andy. Confluence, where good things come together. We had friends from out of town, and we had a couple of confluences in the park yesterday. It was a beautiful day here. Once we got through those Friday storms, the weekend turned out to be pretty nice.
Yeah,
right,
we've seen some of that. You guys got some pretty serious weather?
Yeah, Friday was it Thursday or Friday?
I think it must have been overnight Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Friday evening, it came up again. And that's where you saw, I don't know if it was a confirmed tornado, but out in Newton, where the Indy teams were taking video of this big funnel cloud. But we had a ton of limbs down in our neighborhood. Luckily, no major damage, but there was a huge storm came through on Friday.
Here is an Internet Hall of Fame letter after someone didn't appreciate mustard packets under the toilet seat. To the asshole who put mustard packets under the toilet rim, nothing in the world would give me more pleasure than finding out who you are, digging up your childhood pet, and beating you with its corpse. Somewhere between wiping mustard off my balls and removing my now yellow boxers, I realize that this injustice cannot go unsettled. For the rest of your life, in your most private moments, know that I, the only thing preventing a dysfunctional veteran from waterboarding you with mustard, is the knowledge of your existence. I hope you stub your toe every day for the rest of your life.
Jeez.
Wow.
Mustard packets under the toilet seat. Those work that well?
That person is really mad. I mean, jeez. You don't want to stub your toe there. That's a terrible thing to wish for somebody. All right, Andy's in Norway here. Final appearance from Norway. Let's get some more.
But wait, there's more. From Either Or Eatery and Patio.
So this is brought to you by Either Or Eatery and Patio. And when they expand to Norway, it will be called Enten Eller. I looked that up for now.
Is that right?
And yeah. It's the only place in Iowa where you can get caviar and a fried bologna sandwich. Real quick here, I'm going to digress right off the top. Good things about America that I'm missing right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Air conditioning. It's now cool and a little. It's been rainy this afternoon here in Norway. The rest of the time it's been 80s, and they don't do 80s.
They don't have AC. So they just leave the windows open, doors open, that kind of thing?
Absolutely no air conditioning here anywhere. Not hotels, not businesses, certainly not homes. So it's hot, and the windows they don't open very far. They just barely crack open. So we've had some hot sleeps, and that's kind of tough. So air conditioning, just a universal good thing, I think. Also miss many pillows in the hotel.
Yes.
The hotel last night in Haugesund, the home of Nels Bernard, Maryland.
Of course.
One pillow apiece. Eddie and I share.
So you don't have one for the pillow hug or between the knees to get your back in a little better place.
No.
Sometimes
and I use like
4
pillows.
Yeah.
No. I use like
minimum
4 pillows.
Minimum 2. Can you call down to the desk and get one?
Well, but then it just shows I can't hack it, right? I mean, I don't want to be some powder puff American. I don't want to do that. So, yeah, I got 2 pillows tonight. This hotel, we're here for the second time. We were here once, and then we came back, and so we're back again. 2 pillows, but still, I want 3 pillows. I want that. Washcloths.
They don't have washcloths?
No.
What, you just use your hands?
Hand towels and bath towels, no washcloths.
Okay.
You want to wipe your face or something with water, you got to commit to a full hand towel.
Got it.
And somebody had warned me about this. I'd forgotten about it. It's been 30 years since I've been here, but I'd forgotten. But they were like, bring some washcloths. I was like, I'll be fine. Needed washcloths. Okay. Ice and ice machines.
This is something that happens all over the world. Like we are used to ice, and I guess spoiled by ice, because in Europe, if you ask for ice, they'll bring you like one rock that melts in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's like barely little pebbles. That's it. Yeah, and I'm dying for more ice. Give me more ice. There's no ice machines in the hotels. That's an American thing. But I think, doesn't everybody like ice? How does everybody not like ice?
I love ice.
I mean, it's frozen water. It's, if they don't use it, big deal. And then finally, as we talked about the other day, public bathrooms and trash cans.
Yeah.
Tired of that. I'm ready to have pee freedom again. Okay, here's some things that Northern Europeans are way better at. Okay. They're just better at it than we are. It's okay. We can say
better
that.
than us and I, or just better generally than the
better than Americans
United States. Okay.
They're better than the whole United States. Clean streets, harbors, streams, rivers, lakes. I have seen one plastic bag. I picked it up.
No littering either.
No. But I saw one plastic bag blowing around. I went over and picked it up, and as I picked it up, I turned, and there was a woman who was crossing the street to pick up the bag. She was going to do the same thing.
Yeah, you get in that mindset of that. The same in Japan. It's like people will walk any distance it takes carrying their garbage before they would put it somewhere it's not supposed to go.
Today, I bought a shopping bag. I had to buy one because I had a bunch of stuff. I bought it. It was $4.
Bought a shopping, okay. To carry your stuff
No bag, just a paper bag. Yeah, paper bag. Yep, that was it. $4. $4. You'll do that once, and then from that point on, you will bring your own bag.
Right.
And you'll just learn from that on, and there's no plastic bags blowing around to see that. Public transportation, talked about this. You can step onto a bus, a train, a tram, a ferry, just about anywhere.
That
and
is
go just about anywhere.
That is something that we just can't seem to figure out as well. The trains, especially, anytime you go to Europe, or not just Europe, the trains are convenient, can take you anywhere, move fast, are comfortable. And then, like, you look at the state of California, where they've been trying to put some kind of rail system in there for like 30 years, and they've spent hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's still not up.
Well, and some of it makes perfect sense. I mean, our cities are just a lot farther apart. They're just farther apart. I mean, if we, over in the East Coast, New York and Philadelphia, Boston, D.C., Baltimore, they use a lot of trains over there. Those cities are a whole lot closer together. I mean, it doesn't make sense to have a train going from, I mean, there is Amtrak going from Chicago to St. Louis and Milwaukee and Minneapolis, but there isn't one that goes to Des Moines. And would people use it enough? Probably not. It's just that the cities are much more spread out, and some of that makes sense.
The
and
bullet
some of
trains, though, are so awesome.
Oh, they're awesome. They're awesome, but there's so many small stops in between. They can really make use of it. Roads. The roads here are just way better, smoother, better taken. They're sloped better. I mean, they put more money into the roads. Tunnels. My God, I've seen a lot of tunnels. There are so many tunnels in Norway. We went through the longest car tunnel in the world. 2 days ago. And we went through
in there
for 23 minutes. We were in there. 23 minutes. I timed it. Then we went in another one today that's in the top 10 longest tunnels, road tunnels. They go under the sea. They go obviously under roads, but I mean, they go under the water.
Under mountains.
The tunnels, through mountains, all that kind of stuff. It's amazing. Wow. Barber shops. Classic, old school barber shops everywhere. They're awesome. I'm so jealous that Eddie got his haircut and I didn't. If I was staying here one more day, I would go get my haircut. I'm ready. Hotel breakfast. Oh, every hotel, big spread of breakfast. It's really healthy, really anything that you want.
Good, strong coffee.
With the breakfast, the coffee. The coffee here is better. Beer. Yeah, I mean, even their worst stuff is better than like Busch Light, Coors Light, Mick Light, Mick Ultra. They've got some beer that's not that great, but it's still better than our light beers. It's still good, and they're really good beers. Obviously, we get it in the States. We pay high dollar for it. Really good beer. And then finally, history. Man, a 250-year-old building around here.
Yeah, that's young.
It's young.
That's a new building.
I mean, there was, since you saw me last, let's go through some pictures here.
All right.
First, let's catch up. Let's go back to Oslo here. There's me and Johnny. Remember Johnny?
Oh, yeah. Johnny was the bartender who became the new Sipker.
Big hit.
Yeah. He was just
Johnny school.
He loved it. I showed him the podcast afterwards, and he was really, really happy. So that was in Oslo. So we got up at 4:30 the next morning and went to the Oslo Central Station, got on the train. We're talking about the trains. Train is awesome, but stuff does happen no matter where you travel or whatever happens. But a train ahead of us had derailed.
Ooh.
Not a bad derailment, but it derailed enough to block the track. So we had to get out and call a taxi. We found a taxi that would seat all 14 of us.
Get
bus.
Out. That's a bus.
That was tough, yeah. So, but we got one, and so we went through the mountains of central Norway and saw just incredible scenery. Look at this old house. This is one of the most photographed places on Earth. On TripAdvisor, you'll see this little house with
trees. Is the tree growing out of the house?
Yeah, 2 of them growing through the house.
And so somebody lives there?
No. But they've kept it up, I guess. It is just a major landmark there. This is on the road between Oslo and Bergen. Beautiful weather. Here's Kahala up in the mountain pass here. This is at about probably 8,000 feet or so. Reindeer herds out there and beautiful, just amazing weather. Borgland Stavkirk. This building is 1,100 years old. This is the oldest, most complete Viking church in the world. Right here. You see these all over the place. You'll see them in Wisconsin and Minnesota. They'll be basically reproductions. This is the real deal. They have to put tar on it like every other year to keep the weather at bay. But this somehow is not burned down. But it's just incredible.
I have a Vikings question for you. Have you seen anyone wearing Minnesota Vikings gear at all?
No.
Okay, did
I've
you
not.
see or get asked about Caitlin Clark during your week?
No, I have run into, just at our hotel here about 2 hours ago, I ran into a guy named Alex Ward and his family from Ankeny.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They're fans. So they came up, and that was kind of a thrill. Ran into a guy on the tram today that was from the Quad Cities. He and his family. I met a guy on the boat. I'll show you here the boat here in a minute. As we went out on Sonja Fjord. Andrew, let's move on here. Let's go to Sonja Fjord. This is the longest, biggest fjord in Norway.
That's beautiful.
This is about 1,000 feet deep.
Looks like a postcard.
Absolutely amazing. It is really, really long. We were on here for 5 hours yesterday on Sonja Fjord, or 2 days ago, rather, 2 days ago. As I was on there, here's my mom on Sonja Fjord.
She looks so happy.
She's so happy, happy. So she wanted this picture because I have a picture of my grandmother at this exact same spot, posing with the Norwegian flag here on the back of the ship in Sonja Fjord.
Good
So she
lighting
wanted
there,
the
too.
same
That's a
picture.
nice photo. Yeah, that's
yeah.
great.
Well, I'm a professional photographer.
I understand.
So, and then as we're cruising along, we pull into Bergen. This is the first time we're in Bergen. This is 2 days ago. Submarine there. See that? Foreground.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. But this is almost 9 o'clock at night as we're pulling in. But Bergen is absolutely gorgeous. Andrew, let's check it. Look at this. This is Old Town. I'm basically that far left building. I'm down at the foot of that right now.
A lot of pubs mixed in there, or no?
Oh yeah, pubs and shops and just tons of tourists. But I will say that 90% of the tourists are not American, so it all feels still very, 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 very foreign. Move on here. We went yesterday morning. Am I getting that right? Yeah, yesterday morning from Bergen south to Haugesund, which is also West Coast, Southwest Coast. This is the home of Nels Malin, our family home. And behind us here, our family, is the grave of Harold the Fair-Haired. And he is a distant relative of ours. We go to this next picture here. My mom has the family tree out. She's showing her grandkids the connection to the former king of Norway. So I'm royalty.
I knew that.
So
yeah.
I want to see hear a little bit more respect from here on out.
Do you want a title?
It's so far removed, I don't even know what it would be. And apparently Harold Fairhair was a bit of a ruffian. He was a bit of a charlatan. He was not a people person.
Did he have a sweet stash?
Well, we can go to the next picture here. I think I've got this is him. See, this is Eddie posing with one of the statues of Harold Fairhair in Haugesund. You can see look at the locks there.
Yeah,
just
I think
flowing.
his beard just goes straight into his hair.
Into his hair. But apparently he was not. He didn't play well with others.
Yeah.
He was a little rough. Yeah. But in Haugesund, this is I'm recreating a picture that I took 32 years ago when I was here. These the fisherman statue, and just up off the port here in Haugesund as I'm there. And
what kind of shoes do you have on there? They seem red.
I've got those Hoka shoes on.
Oh, the
super spongy running shoes. Yeah.
Yeah,
everybody's got them. They look ridiculous, but they're very comfortable.
They give you
And again, just more naked lady statues, and no one does the naked lady statues like the Norwegians. Look at the detail.
For just a flash, Andy, I
Yeah.
thought you had slipped in a photo that wasn't intended to see.
That was the intent.
I thought you'd gone Fletch for a moment.
This is in the
hey, how'd that get in
hotel.
there?
Oh, there's a dog that tried to bite me. This is in our hotel.
Wow.
Look at the detail.
This
is the Vikings would put this stuff on their ships. It would sail in, and I imagine the people that were about to get just completely bum rushed were like, "Oh yes, bring
They're
that!" Oh no, yeah, it was part of the distraction. Here is again. This is 11 o'clock at night. This is Haugesund, one of the many ports there, the waterways at Haugesund that it's just absolutely beautiful. Boats everywhere, so clean, so wonderful. And you look at this and you're like, why did people leave? Of course, it's come a long way since then. Norway has come a long way since the days of the immigrants. They're from as I said, between 1825 and 1925, Norway lost half of its population.
There's usually some kind of war involved in much of the immigration too.
There wasn't
fighting.
There wasn't. Yeah, it was just everybody had America fever. Yeah, well, they wanted land, and they just wanted more. It was the land of opportunity, and they took it. So that is your more, everybody. That was my that's the last 2 days since you last saw me.
That's a busy 2 days. You're going to need a vacation from your vacation. It is now time for Throwdowns.
Throwdowns. It's Throwdowns. Backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
Heartland Tire and Auto, treating you like family in Ankeny, Waukee, Knoxville, Boone, and Crescent, an authorized dealer of both Firestone and Bridgestone tires. Andy, we'll start with you on.
AD, I got to give just a quick shout out to Heartland because, again, and I know it sounds like, haven't we heard him say this like 16 times? Yes, but Cade needed car help from Heartland again last week. This time it was the brakes. And he called in, he talked to Kelly and said, when I hit the brakes, it's like a screeching sound. Do you think something's wrong there? And they're like, yes, bring that in immediately. So he did. Of course, he needed new brakes, but they took care of him as they always do, and we appreciate Heartland very much.
And they didn't laugh.
No, I laughed, but they didn't laugh. And sometimes I'm sure they laugh when I leave. Yeah, like when geez, that guy just goes to show you.
All right, Andy, On3's unofficial Big 12 preseason poll is Iowa State playing Kansas State in the championship game. Let's say that happens. If you're a Cyclone fan and you can only attend one, do you pick the season opener in Dublin or the season closer in Dallas?
Do you know what's going to happen?
No, you don't know if they're going to win or lose. You know they're going to play Kansas State in both games.
But do you know if you're going to Dublin? Do you know they're going to the championship game eventually?
Sure. Yeah.
I think it's it's a championship game. Either way, I mean Dublin. That's great. It's a trip to Dublin, but football is more important than a trip to Dublin, right? I mean, isn't it? Right.
I agree because a trip to Dublin is. A trip to Ireland is a blast if you plan out the right stuff, even without the football game. But the chance to see your team get into the college football playoff, I mean, Iowa State was playing for that last year. They win that game, they're in the college football playoff. Now they got blown out, but they were in it. They were right there.
Yeah, if you lose, you stumble out and you're in Dallas. Whereas if you lose the first game, you stumble out and you're in Ireland.
That's true. That's true. I think you can argue both sides of it, but you also stumble out into Dallas with a lot more money.
That's true.
Dublin
true.
That's not a cheap trip.
Tonight's the Home Run Derby. I'm ashamed to say that in all my years of playing baseball, I never actually hit an in-game over-the-fence home run. Did you?
I did. Yeah, I hit a few home runs over the fence here and there, but most of them were in Little League. It gets harder when the fences get way back there.
Yeah, Little League, like the littlest Little League. Yeah, I did. And then all of a sudden you graduated to a field that was too big for you.
Yeah.
And you had no chance. So all the home runs were inside the park home runs, inside the park variety. But then in softball, I hit a few.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
there you go.
That counts. Andy, yesterday we dropped my son off at Y Camp up in Boone. He'll be there for a week. It's a good old-fashioned camp experience, which I never got as a kid. Did you ever go to camp?
Yes, really almost every summer. I guess I probably started when I was, 8 or 9. Would go to summer camp. There was a bigger thing then. I don't see nearly as many kids doing it. Sometimes I would go to several camps. I'd do Boy Scout camp, and I would do a regular camp as well. We would do Y camp. That was a lot of fun. I'd go with, the Kopcha boys. But
of course.
And then I went to Camp 40 Legends, and then I was a counselor at camp when I was in high school at that. So sometimes I would be there for 9 weeks.
Wow. I did a lot of camp. It was always the same camp, All-American Boys Sports Academy. It was at 2 different places. It started out in one town, and they moved it to a different location. I kept going. I think I went 5 years total, and the thing I remember the most is how homesick I would get. But my mom would hide stuff in my luggage, and candies and notes and all that, and that would help. But I was a homesick boy, and they had a visitation day in the 2 weeks. My parents would come. I'd looked forward to it so much. And then I can also remember begging to be able to go. They had, like another sign up. You could go another 2 weeks, and just begging to, please, can I sign up again? This is after like wanting to turn around and leave that first day. But then you get over it, get over the homesickness. And then I went to Fellowship of Christian Athletes camp a couple of summers in North Carolina.
But that was a rager.
We got caught. My friend, 2 of my friends and I, we got caught. We kept sneaking out and driving into town. This is in the hills of North Carolina. And we would sneak into town to go to movies. And we got caught. And the school had sponsored us there and paid our bill. And we actually got in quite a bit of trouble for doing that, because they're like, this was paid for by donations.
And you're like, I swear we were just going to a movie. They're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you were smoking.
Yeah.
You guys went out to smoke.
We did just go to a movie. That is what we did. We went, I think we did that. We got caught on the 3rd night, and that would ended up being a pretty rough return. There were people really upset with us. So thanks for making me think of that.
Yeah, no problem. That's Throwdowns.
All right. Send your Grimaldi's fan photos to Murph_Andy at IowaEverywhere.com. It's presented by Grimaldi's Coal Brick Oven Pizzeria in West Des Moines and District at Prairie Trail. AD, who's this?
Yeah, this is Ryan Boozle and his family. They won a few weeks ago, and they said now that baseball's finally over, they were able to get the whole family there to the Grimaldi's and enjoy it. So
I'll bet you Andy could eat a slice of Grimaldi's pizza right now.
Yeah, I could use that. I came from a restaurant where I was eating grilled cabbage.
No grilled cabbage. A reminder, legends and listeners with Chad Leistico and Scott Docterman will be live Wednesday at Big Grove in Iowa City, and Ben McCullum has just agreed to come on, so he will be there as well. So go by Big Grove Brewery, Iowa City, legends and listeners. I think it's the first time they've been live, isn't it, AD?
Yeah, it is.
So
that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Congratulations to them.
Yeah. Really good idea. Time for the Underdowns audio drop of the day. We call it the AD Squared.
Yeah, the patio tour showed us all what's possible, right? And now we can kind of go do these fun live events.
And Andy's 4th live appearance from Europe, and he's been hanging in there pretty well too. There was a couple of hiccups early, but it's gone pretty well.
Well, Andy's excited to get back to game day, Men's Health, get his testosterone replacement shot. He goes to West Des Moines. I go to Ankeny. Scott Docterman goes to North Liberty. Whoa.
The hell's going on?
Yeah, that was awesome.
There are so few motorized gas-powered vehicles here that if there's one out there, it's so obvious. Yeah. Everything's electric. Yep, everything's electric.
Okay, anyway, my wife came across this on TikTok over the weekend. It gives us a glimpse of what college football players go through with a local angle.
This guy has the most insane pregame meal routine you will ever see. So this fella right here, his name is Jennings Dunker, and he's one of the best linemen in the entire country. He's 6'5", 316 pounds of pure Iowa beef. Well, the other day, Jennings was doing an interview, and he talked about his pregame meal routine the night before and the day of. and it makes me sick to my stomach. It just shows that offensive linemen in the NFL or in college football are just treated like prize pigs. They just gotta fatten you up as much as possible. So let's go over his routine, shall we? So the day before an Iowa game, he's eating 2 to 3 servings of pasta with meat marinara sauce, a couple of bread rolls, a 12-ounce steak, and 2 servings of fruit. That's enough to put me in a coma, but we're still going from there. Then just 3 hours later, he's eating 3 hamburgers, 3 bags of baked Lay's chips, drip drop hydration mix, and a hot chocolate. Then on game day, he wakes up 7:15 a.m. He eats 4 pieces of toast, 2 bowls of Wheaties, a couple of pancakes, 2 chicken breasts, 24 ounces of water, and hydration mix. Under 2 hours later, he's eating 4 more pieces of toast and another chicken breast. 1 hour later, he's eating gel, a honey stinger, energy waffle, and chews, and hydration. Then during the game, he's drinking Powerade, water, and then more of those waffles and chews. Halftime. Same thing. And then after the game, he goes to Culver's and gets a double bacon cheeseburger, family size order of cheese curds or onion rings, and then 3 sides of ranch. And in just under 24 hours, this guy consumes 10,640 calories. That is absolutely insane. He says that it's not fun and he has a giant gut going into the game, but it's the price you gotta pay.
Jeez. That's basically another version of that Michael Phelps diet, when he was talking about how much he would have to consume just to, because he burned so much swimming. But that's some of these linemen, as you know, Andy, they have to drastically change their habits when they're done, or they can get dangerously obese quickly.
Well, and then sometimes we see them, the moment they step off of that diet, they lose that weight and you don't recognize them.
Correct.
Was it Marshall Yonda? We were like, who are you? And it was Marshall Yonda. We've had a Clint Hunt Rods, who we've known for years. He was huge in college and then just dropped it and looked like just a normal dude. Robert Gallery dropped all of that weight so fast. I mean, it's hard for those guys to maintain those bodies. I mean, it takes work. Zach Butler
sounds like work.
Yeah, I mean, they're sick of eating.
Quickie poll results presented by WCI Pools and Spas here as it reaches 9 p.m. over in Norway.
Yeah, what's your excitement level for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game? I'm at a 10, says 0%. I wouldn't miss it, says 9%. I'd take it or leave it, 36%, and 55% say I don't care at all.
I was a 10 in my childhood. I mean, when there
was no home run derby in your childhood.
Yeah, no, this is the All-Star Game, not the home.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just the All-Star. Yes. That was it was one of the biggest sporting events of the year. That sounds like we're making that up. That's true.
And I wish they would go back to wearing each person wears his own uniform.
Yeah.
But they're not. They have uniforms for everybody.
Sales
to wear
on the brain.
Yeah. All right. So Andy, where are you headed now? To bed?
No, I'm going to stay up a little bit later on. My mom and my sister have to get up at 3 a.m. to go to the airport tomorrow. Man. We have to leave at 10. We don't leave. Our flight doesn't leave until 1, but we've got to get out of here at 10. So I don't know. It's just been a strange trip. We've had such early mornings. We've kind of had to go to bed sort of early as well, but I'm going to stay up as late as I can. I'm still hungry, so I'm going to walk up the street, and I think I'm going to get a kebab. Those are great street foods throughout Europe. I don't know, have a few more beers, and then call it a great trip. Kiss my mom goodnight, and I'll see her in a few months. She gets up early.
Well, it's awesome that you did that. Glad you did. Thank you for carving out some time for us 4 times here. It was very nice. Safe travels. I know the coming back, that's just a grind to get back, but we'll see you in a couple days.
I'm going to be tired for a few days, no doubt.
No question about that. Thank you for being part of Murph and Andy and supporting local media here on Iowa Everywhere. And by Iowa Everywhere, we mean including Norway. So please like and subscribe. Invite your friends to the party. We are back Wednesday. Andy, we think we'll be back in Iowa Wednesday, and we hope you'll tune in too.
Murph and Andy was brought to you by Ramsey Subaru on Hickman Road in Urbandale.